Hello, everybody. Freedom here, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite games. If not my favorite game. I would kill to know how many hours I have in this game, as far as like if I were to combine all of my accounts that I've made, all the hours I've played on mobile, all the hours I've played on PC. I know PlayStation tracks those hours, at least on the 5 it does, but I haven't played that much on the PS5, mostly just PC and mobile. But yeah, God. I am at adventure rank 56. Yeah, 56, so I do have quite a few hours into this account. For anyone that doesn't know this, going beyond 55, the amount of XP required to level up your account goes up exponentially. It's a huge curve. So if you see anyone that's like AR 60, they're absolutely insane. Day one players for sure. But yeah, so Genshin Impact, it's a very story-driven game. It's a gacha game, so you collect characters. There's really not, it's not really too complicated. You build up your characters, you level them up, you equip them with the best gears you can. As far as my characters go, I've got quite a few characters. Right now, I was messing around with an attack speed type of build, because the Razor, he hits really quickly, and then Mika, he gives physical damage bonus, but he also gives attack speed bonus, so I figured he pairs really well with Razor. But you know, I got Hu Tao, Ito, the Wanderer, Kaching, Tainari, Tartaglia, Diluc, Hazo, Kaya, Nailu, Kazuha, Jean. Here's just I got a couple of characters. All right, there's my characters. And as far as when it comes to character builds that go, you equip them with weapons. We'll use my Hu Tao. She's level 90, right? So as far as the weapons go, each weapon has a base attack, has a substat, and a passive. Every weapon's different as far as when it comes to these numbers go, right? So I specifically picked this polearm because it has crit rate, and then it also gives me attack and defense depending on the amount of enemies that are near me. It's by far the best spear I have for her. I do have Favonius Lance, which is energy recharge. Energy recharge helps build your ult up quicker. I don't really need that on her. So this gives a decent amount of base attack, gives me that crit rate, some extra attack percent there in the passive. So you equip whatever weapon is best going to suit that style of the character. As far as artifacts go, these things you grind. You use your energy resource that every gacha game has. So as far as my Hu Tao goes, I don't have everything on her, but I guess I can equip things real quick. We'll put this flower on her. Let's see, I've got 2 feathers here. This one's got a lot of attack percent. I think this is the one I have on Diluc. Yeah, and this is the one I keep on Hu Tao. Because attack percent isn't really important, but this one has a crap ton of crit damage. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep that on her. This one is a HP Sands. She scales with HP. Crit damage, crit rate. EM is also pretty good. Flat HP is not great, but it's okay. You know, she does, like I said, she scales with HP. Let's put this Pyro Cup on her. And then as far as the hat I was using, I believe I was using oh yeah, I already have it on there. It's a crit damage one with some crit rate, EM, and a lot of HP percent. So my Hu Tao has this 4-piece Crimson Witch set. It gives me pyro damage bonus, and then it also gives me interaction damage bonus as well. I do a lot of vaporizes with her, so she gets a nice little 15%. And then of course when I use my ability, I get a 7.5% extra pyro damage bonus. This stat really works for Diluc because he can use his ability 3 times, which if you read the passive, it's specifically for 3 stacks. So this is kind of Diluc's main set, but it also works really well on her. The passive, I wouldn't really worry too much about it. Of course, there are certain passives you're going to want because it's going to increase your damage, but the main thing to really look at is going to be the stats on each thing. That's going to be the biggest game changer for you. So when I have a team like this, see, I know it says I only have 934 attack. When I use my ability, I convert my health to attack, so that's really going to amp it up. I think I have over 3,000 attack when I have her ability on. 68.2 to 201% crit rate to crit damage ratio. 61.6. This does go up slightly. When she's on low health, I think it goes up actually quite a bit. Let's actually switch. Sorry, I'm still getting used to the console controls here. As far as when it comes to team comps go, this one just doesn't make sense. I think I was just playing around with, but yeah, let's go ahead and throw in my Hu Tao. Of course, you gotta have Water Boy. Kazuha is a freaking must. And then we could run Bennett. Yeah, we'll run Bennett. I know technically he's kind of mad for her because he kind of overheals a little bit too much, but I could switch for I could switch at my what's her name? Diona. My Diona's not that high level. I'll just stick with this. I know this isn't like the most ideal team comp. You kind of want her at low health to get the most out of her damage, but we'll go ahead and deploy this. Let me check out my characters here. Gosh, man. I think he's built. Yep, Sack Sword. He's also built pretty well. Iron Sting. He is not at all built. So on him, I usually just rock this bad boy. I could throw on a higher base damage to get his, but I like to have his ult up more. And then yeah, we're gonna go for Noblesse, of course. I think that's an obvious thing to go for here. And then we're gonna go for healing bonus on a circlet. There we go. So now he's built. But yeah, so let's go ahead and kind of show you the area. Now this is a spoiler alert. Skip like the next 15-20 seconds if you don't want to know this stuff. But you start off in Mondstadt, then you go here to Liyue. There's sub-regions such as Dragonspine. It's very vertically dense. There's a lot of like height to that area, just like the chasm does like a lot of drop. It goes down really, really deep. So just because the area looks kind of small compared to the area, there's a lot of verticality there. And then you got all the islands of Inazuma. Mondstadt's more of like a European place. I think it's Germany, I believe. Tell me if I'm wrong. Liyue is China, and then Inazuma is Japan. They really do a good job at mimicking the region that it's supposed to represent. And then you got Sumeru here, or Sumeru, depending on how you want to pronounce it, which has a jungle forestry area. It's supposed to mimic things like Southeast Asia, you know, the Philippines, the very forestry dense over there in Asia. And then of course you've got the Middle East here. They follow a lot. I'd say maybe Egypt inspired. I don't exactly know what specifically they're going for there. They just unlocked a new area. I'm assuming it's just more desert. I wish they would expand on the forestry area a little bit. The desert to me is a kind of a boring spot just because it's just sand. But you know, as far as like how expansive this world is, all this you can access, except the chasm does require a loading screen to go inside. But everything else is pretty open. Heck, you can even cross this ocean if you had the patience. If you had like a bunch of cryo characters, you could cross this ocean and get to it without having to load into it if you wanted to. When it comes to just combat, it is complete, fully action combat. You can switch to different characters to use their different abilities, use their ultimates, and you want to combine elements. Almost every element has an interaction with one another. The exception being like Anemo, Geo, and Dendro has no interactions with one another. And then Dendro and Cryo has yet to see an interaction, at least to this date. But when it comes to like water or hydro and cryo can freeze things, right? Water, fire, and ice. If you put fire and you interact with any of those things, it's just a damage modifier. So like when it comes to fire on ice, it is a 2x damage multiplier, but it instantly absorbs that element. Just like if you do water on fire, it'll automatically absorb that element instantly, but it does double damage. But if you do fire on top of water, it does 1.5 times instead of 2 times. But the element will stay on there after the first hit. I think you can get a couple of hits in there before the water element will go away. So it just depends on, are you wanting to try to one-shot something? So at that point, that 2 times multiplier is going to be your best benefit. But if you want more consistency in damage, then you're going to want to do that, the reverse vape is what they call it, where you've got fire hitting someone with water on them. That's why I have Hu Tao and Shincho together, for that reverse vape. Kazuha can help spread elements, but he also shreds resistances of the elements that he swirls, which is an animo reaction. But also, whatever he swirls, he boosts the elemental damage of the team. So if I can swirl fire, I will shred the fire resistance of the enemy and boost the team's fire damage, which, of course, Hu Tao is going to take advantage of that. And then Bennett, he's a healer, but he also gives attack as well with his ult. This is very much like a high damage team. I could switch out Shincho for any cryo character like Kaya or Diona and try to go for like a one-shot comp. I can itch out a pretty big numbers if I crit. But yeah, so I know I've just been sitting here talking. Let's go do something. Let's do one of my dailies, right? What's this daily? Is it a fun one? Defeat all opponents. Yeah, let's go kill things. Now, like I said, I am new on console when it comes to this game. My controls are not great. PC, they're a lot easier. I ain't gonna cap. There's a rock here. I wonder if there's like a chest in it that I've missed. I don't have a claymore, so we're just gonna have to beat on this thing for a while. Hey, a chest. See, I can always come back and get some more chests, because I always missing stuff. So typically how I like to do this one is I like to start with Bennett. God, they got barrels. Barrels! They got 2 barrels. So I like to start with Bennett. Ah!
Time to go.
Okay, so it looks like we're gonna be... Oh, we swirled fire. That's great. Bolt. So you can see how much damage I just did. Ow. You see the water swords and then me. Now I'm not doing any fire damage to these people because they're fire, but you know, it's fine. Okay, alright. So right here we'll ult. We're gonna swirl. Boom. Knocked him out. We're gonna... Actually, wrong character. Boom. Got him. Absolutely destroyed him. Oh, look at all this loot. It's great. Combat's really fluid. I love it. It's pretty much the only game that does what it does. There are games that kind of come close, like Tales of Arise, but there's nothing that allows you to switch characters and combine elements like what Genshin does. I've yet to find another game that does what Genshin does. So it is pretty damn amazing in that regard as far as the combat. The graphics are absolutely stunning. I don't think I have to... And if you see something, you see the top of that mountain? I could get up there. You see that over there? I can go there. I can, like, anything you see, those mountains over there, that's the Liyue. I believe that's the Liyue. Yeah, that's the not this forest, but that's like over there by, yeah, because there's that floating island. You can get up there on that little floating island. But let's just show you, I want to show you how expansive this game world is, right? Which is going to require some combat, but that's fine because we like combat, right? So just to kind of give you an idea, that little island is up here. Here. You know what? The loading times are super fast. That floating island is right there. And yes, you can get up there. God, it's gorgeous. Anyways, that's a little floating island. Let's see if we can find Liyue's floating island. Which I know it's more south. Oh, there it is. So you see all that? You can cover all that. You can get over there. That's the Leeway. So if we go down here, that is in this vicinity, and this is the Leeway Harbor. So once again, I'm just kind of showing you like the scale. We'll teleport, and then I'll show you that floating island. There it is, right there. All that you can walk, man. You don't have to teleport. You could walk. It's so massive. I'm not gonna be able to see that little island just because I'm so far down and I'm surrounded by big. But okay, so now that we got that out of the way, right? I'm about to blow your mind. Let's go all the way to Sumeru. And there's a specific spot I've got marked. Now, I'm going to probably get my butt kicked. There's 2 hilichurls here. I do have all my ults, so you know what? There's hope. There's hope. Maybe I can try one-shotting them if I can do this right. Alright, guys.
Everybody stand!
The wind knows me.
Let me weave you a verse. Know my sword. Time to go.
Already got my ult back. Let's go.
As one with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
Right.
Ow!
Teamwork is dreamwork. Higher, higher, hands on fire.
Probably should use my ability first, but that's fine. Switch to him. Okay, I got a couple heals. That was really rough, but it's, like I said, I'm still trying to figure this out. Anyways, the reason I did that is because I want to get up here. Probably use Kazuha, he can climb these things a little quicker. That's not what I wanted to do. Never mind, we're climbing. Anyways, so this is Sumeru. You can hear the jungle and stuff. It's kind of pretty. But yeah, so if you look right there, you can see the island of Leeway, right? And I don't know how good the rendering is. I hope it's good enough. I don't think I have a way of zooming. But if you look in the very far distance, you can see a little dot in the air. That is that island. That is the one that's over here. That little bitty island I showed you first. And the Leeway one's over here, right? So there's that little bitty island, and then there's the Leeway one. And then there's the freaking frost, the frost mountain thing. The big mountain that I was showing you at the beginning. All of that. And it expands so much more, right? It's, oh my god, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And the music, oh my god, don't get me started on the music. I will listen to this game's soundtrack when I'm not even playing the game. And you get all of this for free. Yes, it is a gacha game. And if you want to go for certain characters, you can either save up with the free Primo gems they give you in the game, which I guess I can kind of discuss that part real quick. As you can see, I'm broke. I'm broke. But these are the current character banners you can go on with the 4-star characters that are also rated up as well. And then you have the weapon banner and then the standard banner. You can pull on these 160 of these little star things you see in the top left will get you the wish currency, which is in the far right. So 160 will get you one of those wishes. It does, I think it's 90 hard pity, and 75 is like a soft pity. Your chances go up significantly when you hit 75 pulls. Other than that, it's 0.6% chance. And even then, it's a 50-50 whether or not you're going to get the character. Like the last character I went for, I lost. If you do lose a 50-50, the next one is guaranteed. So whatever the next 5-star I go for will be guaranteed. So I'm going to try to save up as many Primo gems, because I know Kazuha is coming out again, and Alhaitham. When it comes to 5-star characters, unless their constellations are a requirement, and on that note, if you pull a duplicate on a character, you get a constellation, it gives them passive bonuses. A lot of the times you really don't need them. I think on Hu Tao, her C1's pretty much a major. It's pretty much a big deal. But Kazuha C1 is really, really fun, but I wouldn't say it's a necessity. It's just more about fun than anything. So I'll probably skip on him. I'll probably go for Alhazen because I don't really have many Dendro damage dealers other than Tainari, which I'm not a big bow guy. Like the aiming bow guy. That's kind of what he does. But anywho. Massive game. There's the desert over there. We're heading over the forest. You can see it away in the distance. It's such a beautiful, beautiful game. Go ahead and drop down here. Look at how farther down this goes. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, absolutely, it's a free game. You can play this thing on the phone. You can play it on PC. Of course, I'm playing on PlayStation. It's not on Xbox. I don't think they're going to bring that to Xbox, but I could be wrong. Oh, it is raining. Ah, my god, I suck at this game. And then we can just... Boom. 39k. Let's go. Yeah. She hits like a truck, dude. I ain't gonna lie. She hits like a truck. But yeah. There's not much more to say. It's not necessarily a review. It's just me talking about the game, I guess. I absolutely love it. If you haven't given it a shot, I would recommend downloading it. There's so much gaming here. You've got literally hundreds and hundreds of hours of just gameplay, of well-written stories. Let me, yeah, 3,160 attack when she has her ability up. And then 102 pyro damage. Jesus, good grief. Anyways, yeah, it is a grindy game. I ain't gonna cap. When you get to end game, really the only thing you can do is, I guess, try to build other characters, which is part of the fun. It's the biggest thing I like about this game. You know, you've got weapons to grind for, artifacts to grind for, talent levels to increase. So there's definitely a lot here as far as progression goes. So, yeah, I don't know if there's really much to say. I do want to do an actual, like, legitimate review at one point, but that's something I'm going to have to script. I'm not very good at doing those professional videos and just winging it like I've been doing. Because I started going down rabbit trails, and it just becomes a very long video. So if you would like to see that, hit the like button. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see an actual, like, legitimate review of the game from a higher adventure rank individual. But yeah, so if you like the video, give it a like and hit that subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.